Come on. Yeah, if you need to go, come on. Hi. Yeah, I love you. Come on. Come hang out. Nobody's stopping you from hanging out. So, as you can see, I've started mapping in where I think she might be. I feel like she's sort of off-center here. And I've just done a rough oval, a couple of lines for the eyes, which are closed right now, a couple of very rough lines for the mouth position and the nose. And then it felt to me as though it's one of my spirally ladies, so I went with that. And it feels like this goes one there. And this stage is literally just line work. You don't have to worry about detail. You don't have to worry about anything looking like anything. If you feel called to, you can add symbols. 1 or 2 at this point, whatever makes you feel good, whatever feels like it wants to be there. For me, this little 3 waves decided it wanted to be there. So I went with that. And for aesthetic's sake, if you do something somewhere, you want to do it a couple other places. Same thing with colors. When you start getting further on in the process, you want to do in 3s usually. So if you do turquoise in one spot, you do it 2 other places. If you do a particular pattern of lines, you do it in 2 other places. Until you start getting into actual symbols, then you can do ones in different amounts of things. But I feel like this water, I don't know why, but I'm going with it. Doesn't have to be any explanation for what feels right at this point. And you can do as many lines or as few as you like. You can take as much time as you need to really focus on what feels like it's happening. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It can be super rough. The lines don't have to be solid. They can fade out depending on if your brush runs out of paint. It also gives you options later on. If you don't paint too heavily, then you have more ability to change things later. And you may have noticed that a lot of my paintings have the red thread in them. So I'm just going to draw this line down. And right now, a lot of my red thread images are focusing on the throat chakra, or us speaking our truth, as it were. So they tend to really come into, and these are just my own, these are symbols that I know that make me feel good to have them in the painting. They're a part of the Sumptuous simply because I feel good knowing they're there. They'll probably be completely different for you. But for me, I have certain ones that I know just feel good. So especially for my Sumptuous self, she's going to have a lot of the things that I know just make me happy. I don't know what that is, but it's kind of cool. So I'm going to follow that line because it looks interesting. Don't know what it's for. And this is the stage where you can kind of look at things and go, I don't know what that is, but I kind of like it, so I'm going to follow it and draw it out just to remind myself that I like it. I might come back to it later. And you can sketch her out on paper first if you like. I used to do that, but I found that I got myself too much in my head. So I tend to go just directly to the canvas now and see what happens as opposed to trying to plan it out. Because once I start planning, I can't stop. So you do what feels good for you. Everybody's a little bit different. But I know for myself, I can't let myself get into that planning or I will never get out. think that's the start of that one. I still feel, I don't know. I haven't 100% decided if she's going to be this way or not. I feel maybe like she might be. If she's not, when I come back, I will have flipped her and glazed over and done something else. So we'll see what happens when we come back.